Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new on my channel, then welcome. Today's video is so incredibly super exciting because we are going to be trying out the new UOMA Beauty Say What Weightless Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation. As soon as I heard about this foundation, I couldn't wait to test it out myself. If you don't know anything about UOMA Beauty and you haven't heard anything about this foundation, oh boy, you are in for a treat. The foundation formula is different for every single skin group. So there are 6 skin groups in total, all of them kind of catering to the specific needs that a specific kind of skin tone has. My shade T2W is in the group Fair Lady, which is targeted towards fair to light skin tones. And the main problem for that skin tone is normally dryness. So when you go through the list of the skinkins, as they call it, you will see that every single group of foundations has a specific kind of problem area that it's targeting to suit that specific skin need, which I think is amazing. And I'm kind of like, how has no one thought of that before? I don't know, I just think it's really cool that they did that. So now we get to the other cool thing, which is that they have 51 shades available of this foundation, which is amazing. To launch something and come out with 51 shades, that's incredible. I'm also just quickly going to read what else this foundation claims to be so that you could get a better idea, because I think it just sounds miraculous. It is weightless, it has adjustable coverage, it is long lasting, has a vibrant matte finish with blurring effects, it is hydrating, it has biomimicry pigments which mimic the skin for flawless finish, it is formulated without parabens, talc or D5, it is vegan, and it is also cruelty free. You get a 4 ounce of product, which is 30 ml, so it's a regular size foundation, and this retails for $39 US or £29.50 in the UK, or 35 euros for those of us who do our currency in euros. That is all the foundation details that I have for you. If you want to see how this foundation applies on my skin, how it performs and wears throughout the day, then just keep on watching. I have moisturized my skin. I have also applied an SPF, and I have applied some of the Catrice Camouflage Cream Concealer in the shade Rosy Sand. This sadly is discontinued as well. I don't know what I'm going to be doing in the future, because I love this for the under eye darkness stuff. My skin is doing slightly better already since my last video. The blemish spots are still there, you can see them, but I don't have any active breakouts at the moment, so at least that's an improvement. We are going to be doing like half and half again. I like to test new foundations out with a primer and without a primer, just to see if you know, primers aid the foundation in any way, or if there's really no difference. I'm going to use the Bare Minerals Prime Time Foundation Primer. This is the neutralizing one, because I have got a bit of redness on my cheek area, around my nose especially, and in between my eyebrows. I am going to apply this and see whether the foundation kind of gives me more flawless coverage. So let's get this out of its box. Mine is in the shade Fair Lady T2W, sorry. I adore the packaging of this. I don't know why, but it's so simple, yet so beautiful and effective and powerful. I don't know, I think they've done really good job with the packaging on this. It feels weighty, it's glass, it's frosted glass, my favorite. I love frosted glass. First things first, I am going to take a bit of the Prime Time primer. So as you can see, the yellow just kind of, I'm putting this underneath my eye as well. I don't know if it's really like something that you're supposed to do, but it's Bare Minerals, it should be okay. It does say to shake this well before using it. Okay, doesn't seem to be too liquidy. Okay, let's see. How big is one pump? Okay, one pump is not that much at all. So maybe 2. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Okay, this is definitely a bit too dark for me. I don't know. I wouldn't even say it's medium coverage. I'd say it's like light to medium coverage at the moment. It's not really covering up my blemish spots over here. Let me see if I can build this up. I cannot put my finger on what this formula reminds me of. Like just touching it on the back of my hand when I dip my brush in there. What does this remind me of? It's like, it's lightweight, but it's almost kind of sticky feeling. There is a scent to it, but it's very, very, very minimal, and it is not like annoying or noticeable. I have done about 2 layers now. Oh my goodness, okay, it looks awful on my nose. It really does. Okay, what, maybe it's just like the brush thing. I'm gonna try and see if I can use the sponge to kind of mush it into my skin, because right now it's like, it's almost like sitting on top of my nose, and it's kind of gripping and emphasizing every bit of texture and pores that I have there. Yeah, the sponge definitely helped. Okay, I am definitely sticking with the sponge. I do not like the way that the brush is applying it. Like, it's kind of, I don't really like the way that it is sitting on my nose and around my nose, but I know this is my problem area. So this is the area usually that tends to look the crappiest, whatever foundation I put on, because it's just really dry. It's very, very red. It's very textured. So yeah, it never looks good, but I don't know. I have to see how the other side with just the sponge looks like. Let's try the other side now, just with the sponge, and I'm going to do 2 pumps again. So this is the prime side, and it's just going to be very interesting to see whether there's a difference. Okay, yeah, straight off the bat, I love the side way, way, way more with just the sponge, because I feel like it's actually going into my skin rather than just sitting on top of it. The mouth side, at least like on this side, it looks a bit better. Now, I don't know whether that's like because of the primer or because of the sponge, but I feel like the primer is doing something. I feel like it's kind of smoothing that area a bit, so maybe that's why the foundation is looking nicer. Funnily enough, I feel like just the sponge didn't need that much foundation, which is so bizarre because normally it is the other way around. When you use a brush, it tends to soak up less product, so you don't have to use as much. You know, it kind of goes further, but you know, with the sponge, because it's a sponge, it tends to soak up some, so you have to use more product to get the same kind of coverage. The one weird area is in between my eyebrows. On this side, where we do not have primer, it is actually looking less textured, but it might just be that I do have less texture on that side. So I feel like this side with the brush is looking a bit more heavy. I'm going to get closer to you guys so that you could see what I'm talking about. Like this area over here, I do have more texture, or at least it looks a bit more pronounced than on this side. I hope you will be able to see that. Those teeny tiny bumps over here. And then around my nose, it just kind of looks heavy and kind of dry looking. I think I have to apply a bit more on my nose because it's looking a bit weird. I am going to use a brush on my neck though, because it's just way faster. Okay, so this is the kind of finish that we got. I don't really like kind of building it up too much. I feel like going in with one layer gives you the most kind of even looking skin-like effect, and building it up, even when I was building it up on my nose with the sponge, it just doesn't look as skin-like anymore. So yeah, I definitely prefer going in with one lighter layer and just working with that. It hasn't set down, definitely. It's not one of those, I can feel it on my skin. But normally I don't wear powder on my whole face because I do have a more dry skin, so it just kind of makes me look super incredibly dry and kind of crepey looking. Now I'm going to finish up the rest of my makeup. It is currently 2:30. Can you see? Yeah, 2:30. So I will see you guys in a bit when I have finished doing my makeup. Okay, so the rest of my makeup is on. I didn't want to do anything too crazy because I'm having kind of a laid back day anyway. It is currently 3:10. So yeah, the foundation has been on for about 40 minutes, I believe. I didn't have any like issues per se while I was blending my powder products on top of my face. Was it like the easiest time in the world? No. Foundation is, I can't say it's tacky and I can't say it's like dewy. It has like a slight kind of wet feel to it, but it's like not even wet, it's like moist. I know so many people hate that word, but really it's like I can feel it when I touch it. Besides that, I do like how the foundation is looking. I don't have anything like too major to complain about. The only area that I hate about my face right now, like really hate, is my under eyes, but that has nothing to do with the foundation. It is because of the concealer combo that I used underneath my eyes, and I feel like it is just not doing anything for my under eyes. Normally I love the Wet n Wild Photo Focus concealer, but I used it with the Catrice, what is it? Catrice something like that. I will leave the name on the screen for you guys. And I just do not like it. I feel like it doesn't give me enough coverage. Like I can still see the blue or the darkness underneath my eyes. You can't really see all that well from the camera right now, but it's there. Anyway, the foundation is looking okay. Not complaining about anything too specifically. The area around my nose and my mouth still looks the crappiest. It always tends to, so it's not really a shocker. So that is how the situation looks like right now, but I will see you guys soon to give you the update. Okay, something tells me that the lighting in this video is going to be so all over the place, but anyway, it has been, I think it's been like more than 4.5 hours. It is currently 7 p.m. I don't know how I feel about this one. I'd say most of the coverage is still on my face. It has separated in my smile lines, but yeah, it hasn't really worn off my forehead, which is kind of surprising since I have yet again changed my hairstyle. It's just one of those days. I don't know, it's getting kind of dingy around this area, so on my cheek as well. I don't know how to feel about this one. It's definitely not bad, like bad. I just feel like I have to kind of play around with it a bit more, see what other products I could use with it. Okay, this is pretty much as low as I can get the lighting to go. There just seems to be so much texture on this section right here. And on this side I feel like it's not that bad at all, which is strange. And also you can see, hopefully you can see how it has kind of, it's sunken into my smile lines, which, I mean, to be honest, not surprising, happens with every single foundation, because the area around my mouth is just like, it's dreadful. And I feel like it has kind of all come off around my nose. And then in between my brows you can see the texture really, really well, especially on this side. Hopefully you guys can see that as well. Okay, so it is now exactly 10:30 p.m. I am cutting this day a bit short because I just feel so drained and so tired for some reason. So what I can say about this that is a huge positive is that, well, first of all, the shade has not oxidized whatsoever. It kind of blended into my skin very nicely, and it kind of did maybe even adjust a tiny bit to my skin tone, because at first it kind of seemed to be maybe even a bit too yellow. I don't think it looks yellow at all anymore. And the other thing that I really like is that this foundation has not gotten dry throughout the day. So the hydrating claim has definitely got merit. I still feel like the foundation is kind of heavy looking, which is so bizarre because the texture itself doesn't feel very heavy. Maybe it's just something to do with my skin. On the prime side, I feel like the smile line and the area around my nose looks way worse than on the non-prime side. So that's funny. The situation on my forehead is pretty much exactly the same. I think my hopes for this foundation were just a bit too high. Like, I got super excited because of the whole idea behind the foundation. I'm just going to have to play around with it a bit more and see you know, how it reacts to other kind of products. Maybe I'll have to use another primer. Maybe it's better to not use a primer at all. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to test it out, and I will definitely update you guys in the description box if you want to see whether my thoughts changed at all. Kind of confusing thoughts, as you probably saw from the video. I'm definitely going to keep testing this out. I will leave my final thoughts in the description box. And also I would be very interested in knowing whether you are interested in this foundation, whether you will be buying it, or whether you have already purchased it and tried it. And if you have, what your thoughts are and all that kind of good stuff. Let me know in the comment section as always. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And yeah, other than that, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!